Hello, basement friends. Listen, enjoy, relax to, am I the a-hole for not inviting the neighborhood snitch or the homeowners association board to our neighborhood barbecue? Subscribe right now, right below, and let's do this. There's around 10 houses in my neighborhood, of 120, that are not in the homeowners association, mine included. We, or our previous owners, were smart enough not to join the homeowners association. As a result, I'm able to make extensions and I have a pool, which I host neighborhood parties occasionally. My homeowners association is one of the worst homeowners associations, constantly fining people hundreds of dollars for parking violations, painting their fences the wrong shades of brown, wrong color curtains, having 2 flags, etc. They are not the worst homeowners association, but they are bad. We also got a shitty neighbor, Jessica, who likes to go around and snap photos of people's violations and then post it on the Nextdoor app to shame them. She prides herself in this, thinking it makes the neighborhood better when she shames the Smiths for having a fence 2 inches too high, or the Johnsons for having a light brown door instead of a dark brown door. Jessica is she's probably cost neighbors thousands of dollars in fees or forcing them to renovate. I absolutely lost my shit when Jessica posted in the Nextdoor app about how Mrs. Jensen, 85-year-old woman currently having serious medical issues, has a lawn that's a couple inches too high. She obviously can't mow the lawn and was too busy to notice. The homeowners association fined her $500. I made a post in the Nextdoor app about the Nextdoor app, saying that the suburban fascists on the homeowners association nor Jessica were invited to my barbecue at my house. Jessica went on a rant, saying how much of an angel she is and how she protects the neighborhood doing her duty. And I told her she's a low-life scumbag busybody and is a pathetic loser with nothing better to do. A couple people said I was bullying and excluding her, and like 4 of her friends are boycotting my party and hosting their own party. The party happened, and nobody else showed up to theirs, and ours was a blast. She apparently cried over it. Edit. Did not expect this to blow up like that. Thanks for the awards in the comments. You are not an a-hole. This is just another PSA advising you to burn your local homeowners association to the ground. Up next, basement friends, am I the a-hole for calling out my ex on his Facebook post? So little baby Jay was born May 16th, 2017. His dad had broken up with me during the pregnancy. I didn't hold a grudge and wanted him to be involved. He promised me he would be, but was never there. He was almost immediately in a relationship again, and last I heard, she was pregnant within 3 months. His life and his choice. He was never there for Jay. He has seen him literally 3 times, all adding up to a total of 3 hours and 24 minutes. He does not pay child support. I do not want child support from him. So, I have a friend who is friends with my ex on Facebook, and recently, he texted me a screenshot of a post on X's wall. It was a picture of Jay, the day he was born. It was captioned, "Happy 3rd birthday, Kay. I wish your mother wouldn't keep us apart anymore. I wish you could meet your sibling, but that isn't happening. I hope in the future we will meet. Just know you are my world." He wanted to name our son Kay. I do not keep them apart, at all. I encourage visits. I even bought him a car seat and something for Jay to sleep in when he visits. People were sympathizing with him. So, I know this is tacky. I commented screenshots of texts of me offering to bring Jay around, of asking when he would come visit. I was blocked 3 to 4 hours later, but damage had been done. He texted me calling me an a-hole, and apparently, his girlfriend had broken up with him over it, and now he looks bad in front of his family. I don't really care what he thinks, but my friend thinks I was an a-hole too, and what I did was in bad taste. No, OP, you are not an a-hole. He publicly and without provocation attacked you as a mother. You have every right to present the truth. And now, basement friends, am I the a-hole for telling a woman in my complex that yes, I like having her husband check me out? Okay, hear me out. I live in a complex that is built like a circle, so it's like a track. A lot of people use it to run, walk, etc. I've always used it to run and walk as well. I live in Florida, so I usually wear leggings and a sports bra or a tank top. I literally only wear it because it's insanely hot here. This woman always gives me dirty looks when I walk by her apartment. She'd be sitting on the porch. There are a few maintenance guys. Not sure if that's the correct title for them, but this is what everyone calls them, that walk and ride around on golf carts throughout the day. I soon realized that the dirty look woman is married to one of the maintenance workers. I am always polite to them, but have never talked to them by any means. So yesterday, I was working out on the tennis court, which is near their apartment. Her and her husband were sitting on the porch. She is giving me the dirtiest looks and is making me pretty uncomfortable, but I try to ignore it. Before I leave, she says, "Do you like having the maintenance men check you out all day?" To which I reply, "Actually, yes. It's what gets me going. I love it." She looked shocked, and then her husband started laughing and she smacked him on the arm. I came back and told my mom this story, and she said that I should be more sensitive, and obviously this woman is insecure. Now I kind of feel bad. Am I the a-hole? No, OP, you are not the a-hole. That woman's insecurities in her relationship are not your responsibility. You are not obligated to live your life around them, and she is not entitled to attack you because of them. Would I be the a-hole if I take over planning my funeral from my very religious parents? My parents are both strict Southern Baptists and want a very traditional funeral. This includes hymns to be sung during the memorial, a casket and graveside service, a viewing, countless prayers during the memorial, scripture to be read, etc. My issue with this is, well, everything. I am the complete opposite of my parents. Not religious, curse like a sailor, drink like the Irish, you name it. Everything they are wanting and attempting to plan is not me as a person. I've somehow made it to 25 and managed to meet the man of my dreams and marry him last year, and he is torn. He wants me to have it exactly as I want. He just doesn't want to have to deal with my parents after the fact while actively grieving. I have 2 siblings, one of which is a clone of my parents, and one that is a mixture of my parents and myself. I want my service to be full of laughter, funny stories and pictures, upbeat music, cats. My husband and I are avid cat lovers. I want confetti and shit. But more importantly, I want to be cremated and put in a fucking cat-shaped urn. I told my husband I wanted my ashes to be handed out like party favors, so my family and friends can take me with them because I love to travel. And he looked horrified. My parents are absolutely not on board and are essentially planning everything how they want, attempting to take me shopping for a casket, flowers, picking out hymns and verses, the whole deal. I'm obviously not very pleased. So, I guess my question would be, would I be an a-hole if I took control of my own funeral and wrote a will to be followed exactly how I want it? I understand my parents are grieving, and I've tried to compromise with a mixture of my views and theirs, but my parents are not having it. I never thought dying would be so fucking stressful, and I just want to enjoy what time I have left without leaving a bomb of emotion and disappointment behind me. Edit. I should clarify the ashes as party favors thing. I wanted my closest friends and family to go home with a vial or something of the sort of my ashes. That way they could do with them as they please. Not everyone will get a piece of me, as strange as that sounds. Second edit. Holy shit, I was not expecting this, thank you. Seriously. I've read every comment, and I wish I could reply to every single one of them. That is the goal, so please, be patient with me. Thank you to everyone for the kind words and messages. It's been so overwhelming, and if I were a cat, I would be making biscuits and purring until I kneeled over. I am writing down everything I want and will be approaching my parents in order to find a compromise. Yes, funerals are for the living, and being able to remember the person for who they were. I am not all the things my parents wanted me to be, and I want them to understand this as they deal with my passing. I am willing to compromise, so wish me luck. I will attempt to keep up with everything, and, as lame as this sounds, I'm off living my best life and trying to do something different every day, so I won't always have my phone. Tomorrow, we are traveling to the fucking Everglades so I can watch my husband be terrified while on an airboat. It's gonna be fucking awesome. After posting this, unfortunately the author passed away. However, she did write one last letter for her husband to share with everyone. Reddit, if you're reading this, I have passed away. Pretty crazy to be talking to a dead person, eh? It feels a bit strange to be writing this. It feels a bit disconnected. I'm sorry. I have to take frequent breaks as I get tired pretty quickly now. My husband offered to write these words. Such a sweet ham, I know. Be nice to him, okay? But I wanted these last words to be written by me. Long story short, we talked to my parents. A lot of people asked about why my husband wasn't planning the funeral and why my parents were taking control. Honestly, my parents didn't take the news of my passing to come well, and I suppose their closure was to try and take control of what they could. I'm not angry at them for it, I understand. They had already paid a large portion of the service, and to put it plain and simple, it was a shit hand they were dealt. So we talked to them, I laid it all out for them, and somehow we reached a compromise. Lots of tears, lots of hugs, and surprisingly, lots of laughs. They admitted that they had been losing their faith with everything that had happened, and their way to attempt to find it again was to take control and guide me into the afterlife. Not my thing, though, and I explained that I am not them, but their daughter who wanted to live her last weeks in peace, not the turmoil they were putting me through. And while a lot of people have stated that funerals are for the living, true, I firmly believe that a funeral is for the living to remember that person as who they were, not what anyone else wanted them to be. My parents seemed to understand when I told them that. They were not on board with the party favor aspect, though. Kind of a bummer. Pretty lucky to plan my own funeral, honestly. But now that it's all said and done, thank you guys. I was blown away by the responses. I was moved to tears, and I wish I had the chance to meet every single one of you. You all be good now, take it one day at a time and fucking enjoy yourself. You only get one life. Unless you're someone who has survived death, then you're just a fucking hero and probably a cat with a few lives to spare. I love you all. I'm resting easy now. This disease sucks and I'm happy to be rid of it, and laugh and cry and be sad. Shit happens. I've gotta go now. I'm gonna go snuggle my husband and my cats. Keep it real, Reddit. Love you all. I truly hope I did this woman justice reading her story. Please subscribe. The channel is still very young and that little thing would help immensely. See you next time, friends.